Okay, so I'm here at the Colosseum. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite sites to visit in Rome. I'm not the only one, obviously. It's very busy here. Lots of tourists, huge lineups, but really it's worth it. Come here early and get in line, because once you go inside, it's just awe-inspiring. One of my favorite things about the Colosseum is the actual architecture. So the columns along that bottom row are in the Doric style, so these are classical architectural features. The next row up is a little bit more ornate, so those are the Ionic classical feature of the column. And then at the very next row on top of that is a Corinthian column, so even more decorative, even more delicate. The very top row seems to be very flat columns, and those are called pilasters. So to me, it takes me back to my school days of learning about architecture and the different architectural details, and that's kind of what I love most about visiting a city like Rome. There's so much to see. So I'm at St. Peters Basilica here in Rome. It's beautiful. It was designed by several famous architects like Bramante and Michelangelo and Bernini. So they all take credit for this beautiful structure. It's a beautiful basilica. When you come, there will be lineups, but it's worth it. Just come, stand in line, go inside to see the basilica. I'm not going in today because I've been there many times already, but I always make sure to visit the piazza out here, and it's just beautiful. The architecture is amazing. It's classical Renaissance architecture. The columns are just beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful. There's sculptures everywhere, and it's definitely a must-see. So one of my favorite streets to visit is Via dei Coronari here in Rome, and there's just a lot of beautiful little boutiques, shops. A lot of them have furniture in them, sort of antiques, just a lot of really pretty things to purchase in the street. Shops here, like even this old antique prince shop. And there's antique stores, there's a little bit of cafes and restaurants, so there's a little bit for everybody. And it's just beautiful and quaint, especially now during the holidays, everything's decorated, so it's just really charming. This is Piazza Navona. It's my favorite piazza in Rome, and it just has these three magnificent water fountains in the middle of it. It's really long and narrow. There's always people here, but it's such great atmosphere. And these days they seem to be having some kind of Christmas market, and there's games, and of course there's just beautiful architecture here. So the fountains are striking. They're just amazing. There's a lot of history here. There's a beautiful church. And if you walk into that church, you're going to be amazed. So that's definitely a stop you want to make. But the fountains are just spectacular. Like that one back there. I think every time I come here I see something different. Like, I don't remember ever seeing that horse in the middle. So I'm here at the Pantheon. It's my favorite building in Rome. I just love the geometry of the Pantheon. There's a triangle, there's a square, and there's a circle. It's really simple, and that to me makes it really beautiful. So there's these columns in the front, the triangle pediment on the top, and the huge dome in the back. And the dome is actually as tall as it is wide. So you can fit a perfect circle in that space. It's really amazing. The oculus in the middle is 8 meters wide. It's the only natural light that comes in through that building, and it's just absolutely spectacular. So it's definitely a place you have to come when you're in Rome.
No. Video. Well, see? Prego.